Okay, and today we're dividing by two-digit divisors. You can follow along in your Go Math book, Unit 2.6, which is page 85 through 86. We're going to start with this problem. Mr. Yates owns a smoothie shop to mix a batch of his famous smoothies. He uses 18 ounces of orange juice. Each day he uses 560 ounces of orange juice. How many batches of smoothies can Mr. Yates, make in one day? So it's asking us to underline the sentence that tells you what you are trying to find. We are trying to find how many batches of smoothies Mr. Yates can make. Circle the numbers you need. 18 ounces, 560 ounces, and a day. We're going to have to cross out a day. Usually a day means one, so technically that's a number because sometimes that'll play into problems. For this word problem, it is extra information because each day is 560 ounces and we only need one day. Okay, so we're going to estimate 560 divided by 18. So we're going to estimate that it's 600 divided by 20 equals 30. We use compatible numbers for this. It's not rounding to a specific place value because 560 goes to the hundredths and 18 goes to 20. If you're rounding numbers, you're rounding both to the same place value. So we're going to use the estimate to place the first digit in the quotient. Since there is only two digits in the quotient, the first digit in the quotient will be in the tens place. So divide 56 tens by 18. Okay, and that gives us 3. So we're going to multiply that 3 by 18 to give us 54. We're going to subtract that from 56. That gives us 2 left over. So it says, check. 2 tens cannot be shared among 18 groups. So we're going to bring that 0 down. And now we have 20. How many groups of 18 can go into 20, or 20 divided by 18? One group of 18 can go into 20. So we're going to multiply that 1 times 18, the divisor, gives us 18, and we're going to subtract that from 20 to give us 2 left over. And since we are out of numbers right now on our dividend, 2 is left over. We have 2 ounces left over. So to check it, I'm going to take the 31 in my quotient, multiply it by 18, gives me 558. I'm going to add the 2, which is the remainder, and I should get 560. Okay, and since 31 is close to the estimate of 30, the answer is reasonable. So Mr. Yates can make 31 batches of smoothies each day, and I'll have 2 ounces left over. He can't use that 2 to make another batch. He would have to have more orange juice and other to make another batch of smoothies. So it's not enough to make a 30-second batch. So it is reasonable with our estimate. Okay, here's another one. Every Wednesday, Mr. Yates orders fruit. He set aside $1,250 to purchase Valencia oranges. Each box of Valencia oranges costs $41. How many boxes of Valencia oranges can Mr. Yates purchase? Okay, so we're going to estimate 1,200 divided by 40. Again, using compatible numbers. I cannot make a group of 41 from 1 or 12, so I go all the way to the tens place. I can make 3 groups of 41 from 125 to give me 123. I subtract that and get 2 left over. I bring down the 0, which leaves me with 20. How many groups of 41 can I make from 20? 0. So I put a 0 at the quotient and I subtract that from 20 to give me 20 as my remainder. Notice how 20 popped up over here. So I can use that to check because I'm going to add that to whatever number I get from multiplying 30 and 41. So I got 1,230. I'm going to add that to 20 to get 1,250, which was my original dividend. So Mr. Yates can buy 30 boxes of Valencia oranges. So he doesn't quite have enough to buy a 31st box. You can just save that money for later, for next week. Okay, at this time, pause the video. Work these problems in your Go Math book or in your math journal to estimate these two division problems. Or estimate, then divide. Okay, now that you've joined us and you've worked these problems out and you've press play again. When you divide 723 by 31, you get 23, remainder 10. And when you divide 7,925 by 72, you get 110, remainder 5. Okay, and now you may go on to your next section.